what you knew. Restless every time we start looking as a lost control. Oh, it's paradise with honesty, but I'm in the dead of the night. Let the darkness take control. Let the darkness take control. Darkness take control. May the darkness take control. Take me in slow, breathe me in and let me go.
Not to worry, we are still flying half a ship.
To your heart to find you. Open up your eyes till you're blinded by the lies, so you can see what you do. Restless every time we start looking as a it's paradise with honesty, but I'm in the dead of the night. Teardrops on the floor. The pain is over. Feel the darkness take control. Darkness take control.
Landing complete.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
Okay, so I wanted to use this part of the video to discuss this mission that I'm doing, because I've been doing it over the past few days to make a lot of money. And I think unless you enjoy mining, or you're willing to take the risks of hauling cargo even with all the 30Ks, this is by far the best way to make money in the game. And especially if you're mining with a prospector with a default head, you're going to even have a hard time keeping up with the money that this method makes. So basically all it is you're just flying around Hurston. And just to be clear, I use the Hornet for demonstration purposes in this video just because it looks cooler, and also to show that you can do this in a smaller ship, because the Hornet only has 3 size 3 weapon hardpoints, and I've been able to do these missions easily with just 2 of them. Any ship with that sort of firepower, you can do the ECN Alert missions, but if you have a little bit more and you're comfortable taking down the enemies with energy weapons, then you can make about 40% more money, because instead of going back to one of the stations in between each mission to refill your ballistics, you can just stay around and do bounties. So to discuss the enemies that are part of the ECN Alert, most of them are really not much of a threat. You have either a combination of 1 to 3 Buccaneers and sometimes Cutlasses, or 1 to 3 Constellation Andromedas. And the only time I'd be worried about taking them out quickly, like worried about failing the mission, is when it's the 3 Buccaneers against the Freelancer, because the Freelancer kind of has a hard time dealing with them. So if you take a while to kill one of the Buccaneers, then the rest of them can have a chance at destroying the Freelancer, and you don't want to fail the mission. So other than that situation, I'd save your missiles, because it's not really that big of a deal, especially with the Starfarer. Sometimes that one will just do the job for you and kill the single Buccaneer. So yeah, it's a really easy mission, and I think it's a great thing to do because it makes you so much money in so little time. So the bounty part is what you can do to fill the time between ECN alerts. The reason I flew back to HRL2 was because I could never manage to refuel and restock ammo at Everest, and also the time it takes to quantum jump back and forth between there seemed to be about right for when the ECN alert would pop back up. Staying in the system, it'll still pop back up, but it's not as consistent of a timing. You don't have an indication of when it's going to be, so you just want to, every time you're in quantum, you can just check and go ahead and accept it, because it sometimes will disappear on you if you're not checking too quickly. And then for the bounties, I usually like to accept crime stat 3 and under, and for the bounties you're going to want to make sure you have call to arms enabled. So call to arms will only give you bonus money for people who are not part of a mission. But what I like to do is, unless the bounty is a caterpillar, because that takes too long to kill, I like to kill the bounty first, and then if you kill the other people after that, you get the bonus money from that. So you can make quite a bit of extra money from doing these bounties. So with my constellation just flying around, I've easily made over 100k an hour. And also, I seem to be getting interdicted quite a lot, and those the pirates that interdict you can also give you a call to arms bonus. So it's really just lots of opportunities to make money. And then for the enemies that you're going to face for the bounties, when it's a crime stat level 1, it's usually a single Mustang Delta. When it's a crime stat level 2, it's usually 2 Mustang Deltas, or sometimes a Mustang and a Buccaneer. And then crime stat 3, I've seen 3 Buccaneers and a Cutlass, or a Caterpillar and some Buccaneers, and sometimes some M50s in there. And I usually like to accept those 3 levels just because they're really easy to deal with. But if there's no other options, then you can go ahead and accept the crime stat 4, and those always seem to have a Valkyrie and then 3 other supporting craft. Yeah, I don't really like those because the Valkyrie takes a while to kill, so you usually can't safely go for it first and try to get the call to arms bonus on the rest of the supporting craft it has, because they can really swarm you and take you down if you're not careful. And just another tip is you want to make sure that you're accepting Hurston Dynamics bounties, because the North Rock ones that you get sometimes while you're in that area will take you out of the system, and you don't want to be leaving the system if you're going for the approach of using energy weapons and just waiting around for the next ECN alert. Alright, so I hope that helped you. Even in a small ship, you can be making quite a lot of money with this method, and there's nothing at risk, and you get paid pretty frequently too, so it's not even like a box mission where after you load up, if there is a crash, you lost half an hour of your time. With this method, you only lose like 5 to 10 minutes of claiming your ship and getting back in action. So if this helped you, please like and subscribe, and thanks.